Cheers.
Cheers. Happy Halloween, everyone. Thanks for watching, and it was a great year, super fun. And you'll see Sir Grant a lot here in a minute. We're still running around hooking up fog machines and all that.
Of course.
So, yep.
Last minute stuff.
Last minute drink time.
First things first. Cheers.
Cheers. Stay spooky, my friends. So the setup takes us about 30 to 45 minutes. So we have a few cool things I'll show you. We have our dragon with the fog machine we set up and make sure there's fog in there. We have a Mr. Fogger. Has a little fan on it and it blows out the fog over here into our graveyard area. And I'll show you that when it's working. And what else do we have when we set up? So we got to set up this, our projector over here. There it is, our house projector. It's already set up, hidden in there. I start running the show around an hour or 30 minutes before showtime. So to make setup easy, what I do is use a piece of paper so I can see the projector on the piece of paper, because obviously you can't see it on the house. Here, I'll show you. There it is. That's the house. You can't see it at all right now. So it is obviously playing. You can see it on the piece of paper. And that is my little trick on how to start the projector when it's light out. That way I know it's running really well. That's another setup. So I just make sure all the little candles are on, the dragons are on, and just go through and just calmly see what is on and what needs to be turned on. Our fog mister needs to be filled with water from Sir Knight of Ellison, Sir Grantalot. Just uses water. This is the first time we filled it up in how many haunt nights?
This is our third night.
Third night, so not bad. And then you put the lid on it with the hose.
Fan's already going.
The fan's going. And it's something you don't really have to worry about.
I use deionized water, soft water, so it doesn't gum up the ionizer very much.
That's true. So perfect. And then so as you can see, it comes out here, and as the costume stuck.
Awesome problems.
And so as the night goes on, it actually gets colder. It really just hugs the ground and it really looks cool. But for now, that's what it looks like. Is there water in there?
No, I drained it all.
Nice hose you have there.
Thank you.
All right, so everything in the front is set up, and that's where I like to start first, because behind the scenes, if people are waiting in the line, they don't see me running around. I'm doing that. This is our line, so I'm going to show you. This is our line area, and if it gets full, they just wait down here on the street. But we have people area in the front so people can look at the house. We have a VIP, so handicap, elderly, good friends, neighbors, fellow haunters, cow haunts, all that gets VIP. Little sign that tells you everything. And our exit's over there. And we clearly mark the exit so people know that's where you don't enter. We have an actor over there too to make sure people don't sneak in the backside, which it does happen. So yeah, try to make it as clear as we can. And then I'll show you the inside. So usually we have chairs all around here. We have the fire going because some of our neighbors want to hang out. I got these tapestries. They were supposed to be on the inside, but I didn't have time to hang them up or have room. So we hung them out here. So it's kind of nice. We have the candy center here. We have a glow stick rule. So if you're super scared, you get a magic wand or a sword. And if any of our actors see this, they do not scare you as bad. And we even have little shields to give to the kids as well. So tonight they get to keep those shields, right?
Yeah, I don't want to storm.
Yeah, so little kid shields. It actually works really well, right?
Oh yeah, they love it.
They won't.
That little extra air of confidence, and they go enjoy it more.
Yeah, they don't want to go in, and then we give them the glow stick, and We and then all the actors know the color of the glow stick. We get one color, and so we'll, like, you know, tell everyone, don't scared little kid coming through. So this is our setup area. This is where you start. I greet you right here in front of the door. We have the night here blocking our front door, so no one's trying to ring the doorbell this year or try to get inside our house. We have our dragon here, and I have it to a remote, so I perfectly time it when they come inside, and I hit it for just a little bit and then turn it off. And they really like that because it really gets foggy in here if I just let it run, which I have done a couple times. So that's the entry. Really cool. Super happy how that turned out. Now we haven't set up the inside yet. That's what I was saying. We got to do all these candles in here. But each little candle, it's really easy. They're just on remotes and super fast. One of my actors who's in this scene, that's their job, is to turn on all the candles, which is sick today. So that was fun. Yay. Night. That's what happens in a haunt. You never know what's going to happen last minute. So yeah, this is pretty self-explanatory. You just turn on candles, my goodness. Inside, I already have the projectors working, so I start that early. I turn the sound up right before we haunt because it's pretty annoying. We'll open these gates when it's time to haunt. We don't want our dogs running away. And then I have my ViewSonic projector in here, which I'm going to start up here with the rats. And then everything else is pretty much running already. Fog juice in the machines, heads are ready. So when our actors show up, they don't have much to do. They just get to have a few beers and hang out. We feed them chili and pizza and all sorts of yummy things. Yeah, so I just make sure I go and make sure that all the lights are on and nothing's wrong. All these candles too, is someone's job to turn all these on. This guy right here, I don't think his mouth is working anymore, but we can't really take him down tonight to fix it. That's life, right? So I need to start the TV right now. So that's the next step. The worst part is I keep hitting my costume on things. So here I am in my mausoleum. I have myself all set up. I have the remotes right here, so I just turn on the TV. Blue light's on, TV's on. Make sure that my media player's on. And I just hit OK. I can barely see it. There it is. Yes. Oh, yes. USB, Dragon Eyes with sound, resume playback, yes, and turn that sucker up. Again, I have to get through things in full costume. Before I used to do costume after I did setup, and then I was rushed. So if I do Comic-Cons for 8 hours a day on my feet and run around, I can set up a haunt in full costume. Oh, and wait, look at who's all ready for Halloween. Mr. Max. Max. Do you like the dragons? And this year the chickens are not in the haunt. Thank goodness. They're probably very happy about that. All right, behind the scenes, this is our dungeon. Make sure there's water for our actors, tea. We have kids there so they don't get beer. And make sure they have all their things that they like to use, chains, metal, bones, all that stuff. And I'm gonna turn on our little projector here. On. I see it there, so now we gotta wait for it to warm up and then we're gonna get that going. I don't know what these kids were doing in here. There's weird things in here. And the volume should be up. That's all done now. Let's see what else I have left to do. One thing I make sure is that our actors, which is all our friends, honestly, they're just not like people we just get off the streets, are our friends. And so we always make sure Everyone has food. We did pizza night one night, lasagna night. Tonight's our chili night. So we have chili all set and cornbread. And so they can come and eat now, before, or after. It's up to them. And that's a setup night. Oh, and I gotta feed the dogs and we gotta lock away Penny. Right, Penny? You gonna go hang out tonight? So I make sure this is all set up and working. Yep. I turn up the volume right before we start. It actually is turned down. And this is probably why Max doesn't like to come in here, but he usually just hangs outside and hangs in the graveyard or with the guillotine guy. He's really chill. He loves being part of the haunt. Well, that's my little tour of setup, and I'm just gonna go sit with my husband now and eat some Halloween candy and maybe have a drink. Cheers. Stay spooky and safe, my friends. Thanks for commenting, watching, and subscribing and all that crazy stuff you stay out of YouTube video. Tonight's our last night, so it's been a great time. And next year, you know what next year is? Should I tell him, Max? Should I tell him what next year is? Next year is camp. We're going camping, my friends. Be sure to click on that last video right there. It's the full walkthrough with all the effects and a little bit of the actors. Unfortunately, we were all acting and I didn't have time to film the actors, but we did the full walkthrough with all the lights and all the sound and effects, so it was really fun. Thanks again for sticking with us through the whole haunt season, and can't wait for next year. I'll be posting some other things like costumes, season screaming stuff, and other really fun things up until our new theme next year.